Okay, so in this video we're going to look at creating the actual path of the posts we want to create here. So this is going to be the URL location of where our MDX posts are going. So we're going to do that with Gatsby node and the Gatsby source file system. But before we do that, just want to take a quick look at the output here from the Gatsby dev server. I've got some warnings coming up for stuff on my index.js page. Basically, description and title, they're not used. They're part of the site metadata hook, which we've now put into our header component. That's no longer needed. And also styled from style components isn't needed. And there's a nice little setting we can use, which is called code actions on save, and you can organize your imports on save. So we do control comma, that will open up our settings, and this is just for nice housekeeping for me. You can use it too if you like. Editor, ed tool, and it's code actions on save, and then in here we want to say source organize imports true. If we save that, I've changed my trailing comma to ES5 on this as well. If we close this, and then we take a look at our index.js page again, our home page, we hit save, we'll see that the unused style from style components has gone, and it's organized our imports here as well. But I'm not using the title description anymore for the use site metadata hook. So if we delete that as well and say save, then it will get rid of the other unused import. Okay, cool. Now we're going to want to create our paths. So this would be like my URL / 2009 / 2019 third post, and to do that we're going to need to create those paths in Gatsby node. So there's some pretty cool stuff on the Gatsby site, and basically what I'm going to walk through here is just what there is in the all of the awesome documentation you can get on Gatsby. So let's do that, and let's touch our source components. It's going to be Gatsby. It's not going to be in source, is it? It's going to be Gatsby node.js. And then in here, Control P node, look at the Gatsby node file. And we're going to want to bring in the create file path from require, because we're in node, and it's going to be Gatsby source file system. And of course we want the create file path, and it's just going to create the URL we're going to use. So we can say exports on create node, which is the Gatsby API, and that's going to be a function. We're going to take in, we're going to destructure out things for the node, actions, and get node. And then in here we want to check, we want to get out our actions from create node field from the actions. I believe it's a Redux API we got. Create node field, and we want to check if, oopsie, do apologize for my typing. Node dot internal type is MDX, capital M. Then we are going to use the value from node and get node. Create file path and node and get node. Caps locks. There we go. And then here we're also going to create the node field, and then that is going to have a name, which is going to be slug, and at the node, whoopsie, the node of that and the value of that. Save. Okay, so absolutely nothing would have changed in our home page here. Excuse me. And like I said earlier, this is just going to create the file path. So we're going to want to have that slug in our index.js query here. It's going to be part of the it'll be in the nodes after, yeah. I mean, what we should really do is, and it's going to be the slug, we should just take it from the graphical explorer. So let's try that. Here's one I made earlier. Turn now. Let's back. Just it's a bit bigger. And then we can see that. Hit refresh actually. That we have the slug here. So this is the directory of 2019, and then the full length of the file name we've given it. So that will be appended to our home URL. So we're going to use that in our query here. Hit save, and then we should be able to get that into our main homepage here. But just before we go any further, a nice way to visualize this sort of stuff is with WesBoz's dump component. So WesBoz dump.js, and this is just helps you sort of visualize what is coming into your components. Well, I'm gesturing with a finger pointing at things like the data here, so we can pass the props data into our dump component, which is this, and then basically this will help us see what we've got going into our components. So let's demo that quickly by go here, go to our terminal, and we will touch dump.js, which is part of, we're going to put it into the components, so source components dump.js, and in our, switch over there, in VS Code, we'll do Control P, and we'll look for dump, copy pasta, and hit save. Let Prettier do its thing. And then in our index file here, we're going to import from dot components, and it's going to be dump, and it's named import. Call it what we want. And say dump, and then we look at the data. We can call this what we like, and then that prop is going to be data. Let's take a look at that. Hit save, and then data. Yes, yo or data, and then this is our GraphQL query here, and it's showing the fields data passed in for the slug here. So in the next video, we're going to use this to create our pages, which we're going to also generate in Gatsby node. So we'll leave that for the next video. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope it helped. And we will pick up the next bit for our link paths. So before we do that though, let's take let's try and get a bit better at committing this code. So let's take a dump, just add this in here, and we'll commit that, Control Enter, and then field paths, and this is from the previous video too. So, and what's this? Oh, it looks like Prettier was helping with my formatting. And this is Gatsby and Slugs. Let's do Control Enter. Okay, so next video, like I said, we will be creating our pages, so we can navigate from the home page here to our posts page. So that will cover linking the paths, creating a template for our blog post, and rendering that on our main page here. Okay.